Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will so you can see what I post in the future. I just want to touch base with you guys and let you know why I haven't been uploading every Wednesday like I said I was going to about 3 months ago. A lot has been happening. This might be a long video. I'm going to try to shorten it as much as this video is gonna go well. I'm gonna try to shorten it as much as possible while also giving you guys the most amount of details. So hopefully it isn't too long, but let's get started. Alright, so if you guys have watched the last video on my channel, you know that we were living with my fiance Chandler's mom. In June, my sister said that she would pay for my plane ticket to go visit her in Vegas, where we moved from. And so I decided that I would pay for Chandler's because I didn't think it was fair that I would get to go to Vegas and he wouldn't, but she could only afford one ticket and I could only afford one ticket, so you know, it kind of worked out and I was able to make bills work and you know, everything was fine. We told Chandler's mom that we were going to Vegas for a week and she wasn't happy. Like, I am not the kind of person that talks badly about people, especially not my fiance's family. But usually when you tell your mom, or in my case mother-in-law, that you're going back to the place where all of your family is, the place you've been homesick for over a year, usually they're happy that you're gonna get to go spend time with your family and your friends. She was not happy at all. She actually probably, it caused one of the biggest fights that we've ever had with her. And it ended in her telling us that we had 2 months to find our own apartment once we got back. So after we got back, it was probably after we got back a month later, she had brought it up again and said this time that we only had a couple weeks left and that we had to have our own apartment. And even though we argued with her, we said, no, you said 2 months after we got back, but she wouldn't listen, thought she was right. And so it resulted in us actually being kicked out for a night. And we were going to have to sleep in my car, but I work at Hotel Blackhawk, and my supervisor was actually kind enough to get us a hotel room, complimentary. She could only help us for one night though because business needs, they were at 100% occupancy. I completely understand, not holding anything against them. I was very grateful for the night that they gave us. And so the next day when, after I talked to my supervisor, found out that, you know, they couldn't help us that night, we went and tried to get another room at like an inn or a motel. I don't remember what the name was. So we went and tried that, but they don't rent. Most places don't let people under 21 get rooms, which I didn't know, and I think that's kind of strange, but I also understand at the same time. So, you know, we drove to a gas station, just kind of parked the car, and his mom ended up messaging us the next day and, you know, asked like, hey, when are you coming home? And we told her, we weren't planning on it, you kicked us out, remember? And she's like, no, I didn't, that's not what I meant, you know, blah, blah, blah. So we ended up going back home, and before we would get into casual, not casual, we would get into disagreements every now and then, but nothing serious. It was usually about chores or, something like that. After the night we stayed in the hotel, we started getting in disagreements a lot more often, and now it was about the fact that we weren't saving money. In the beginning we weren't, I will admit that, and I know that's irresponsible, so you don't have to, give me that lecture. We're actually, we don't do that anymore. We have money set aside for emergencies and all that fun stuff. She kept going on about how we, we weren't saving money and we needed to get our own place, and she wanted us out. So in September, I managed to find a cute little 1-bedroom, kind of out of town. It's like on the edge of town. Very cute. We scheduled an appointment to see it, talked to the landlord. Landlord said that we could move in. So, when we told his mom, we're like, hey, found an apartment, we move in, or we have to put in a deposit, in a couple weeks, or, something like that. And she wasn't happy. This is the part that really confuses me, because she told us, multiple times, she never let us forget, like, hey, you need to get out. Like, you need to find your own place, you need to move out of my house. And then when we told her, like, hey, we're getting out of your hair, she wasn't happy. So, everyone just kind of came to terms with that this was happening, because we wanted out as well. Like, as much, like, the situation we were in with them, it wasn't the worst. Obviously, I know some people have it way worse, but it definitely was not, something we wanted to be in much longer. So, we, put the money down, and we ended up being able to afford to move in sooner than I thought we would. So we were actually able to move into our apartment before October 1st. Yay. But when we told her that, she wasn't very excited. She wasn't happy, didn't care. And she still wanted us to pay October's rent and the electricity bill for her apartment, even though we were moved out and everything. So, yesterday, actually, we messaged her, and we don't agree with the fact that they were asking us to pay for rent and electricity for a month that we weren't going to be living there. But we agreed because we knew that if we said no, they were just going to guilt trip us into it anyways. They were going to make us feel like shit. They were going to make us feel like we were the bad guys, So, we just, said, yeah, whatever. So yesterday we talked to her and we said, look, we have rent covered, but we're not going to be able to pay the electricity bill. We said we weren't going to be able to, but realistically we probably can. But we don't want to because it's ridiculous that they're asking this from us. So they were supposed to get married this month. Like the 26th, I think. And when we told her that, she said, now I can't get married, thanks a lot, it's all because of you. Don't ever promise me something that you can't follow through on. And my boyfriend just kind of lost it. We've been biting our tongues a lot during some arguments with her, for the simple fact that we lived in her house. And no matter how disrespectful someone is to you, I do feel like, you can't really argue with them when you're living under their roof, So, we bit our tongues, and then when she did this to us last night, my boyfriend, went off right back at her and said, this isn't our fault. If you guys can't afford a wedding and to pay your bills at the same time, then maybe you guys shouldn't be having a wedding in October. And that, you know, we weren't going to deal with this anymore, and that we didn't want to hear from them anymore. We are actually on food stamps with them, so we told them that on the 10th that we will be there to, you know, have our half of food stamps, but after that we want her to take us off, and after that, well, not even after that, now there is no asking us for help. We won't ask them for help. We don't want to talk to them. Essentially, we cut ties with them. So, you know, that's kind of why, you know, I haven't been uploading. I probably could have a few times, especially when we did live with her, but it was really weird for me to film with someone else in the house, and his mom is unemployed, so, you know, someone was always home, and it was just weird to film with someone else in the house. So I filmed my first video when everyone wasn't home, and then after that I really didn't have any time to film. So between the arguing and the trying to find our own place, I never got a video out. I filmed a bunch of clips. I picked up the camera quite a bit, actually. I just never was able to, you know, put it together. So I just wanted to let you guys know, and I promise now that we have our own place, peace and quiet, I'm gonna upload every Wednesday. I promise. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and no, I hope you liked my video. I know it wasn't anything too exciting, but I hope you liked it. I hope it wasn't too boring. I'm still getting used to this whole talking to a camera thing. And I hope you guys subscribe. I will be posting every Wednesday now, so, you know, keep an eye out for those. Even if you don't subscribe, at least check my channel every Wednesday to see what I do upload. That way, you know, hopefully it's something you like, and then you'll consider subscribing. But other than that, thank you if you watched this all the way through, and even though I'm sure there's not many of you guys following me, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Yay!